Sure, I'll make a day 1 guide. What could possibly go wrong? When the boss is pulled, she will do 1 auto attack and a raid wide called Thorned Catharsis. She will then cast Shock, targeting every player with a pulsing lightning AoE just like in normal mode. But here, either all DPS or all supports will have a donut shaped AoE instead. They will have to stand still when their AoE drops instead of moving out. The boss will then immediately cast Alexandrian Holy, summoning 4 towers that will explode right after the Shock AoEs drop. Each of the towers will have to be taken by a player with a donut. The others can just drop their Shock AoE wherever it doesn't kill anyone. Next will be Spectre of the Lost, the same double cone tank buster from normal mode, but this time they are on 2 tethers that the tanks will have to go grab. Next up is Escalons Fall. During the cast, these 2 symbols will appear 2 times each in one of these 4 patterns. The red symbol means near, the blue symbol means far. When the cast ends, the boss will hit 4 players with cone AoEs, either the 4 closest or the 4 furthest, depending on which symbol appeared first during the cast. Then, every 3 seconds, she will repeat this for a total of 4 sets of 4 cleaves, each cleave hitting the 4 furthest or 4 closest players in the same order as the symbols appeared during the cast. Each cleave will also apply a vuln-up, so if you take 2 in a row, you will die. So, half the party will have to start close, the other half further away. You don't have to remember the entire sequence though. If the first 2 symbols are different from each other, then everyone will stand still for 2 cleaves, then swap their positions moving in or out, and just wait there for the last 2 cleaves. If the first 2 symbols are the same though, then everyone has to move after the first cleave, wait for the 3rd, and then move again for the 4th cleave. I recommend using the boss hitbox as a range indicator for this. Anyone close should be inside the hitbox, anyone far should be outside the hitbox. There are of course many ways to solve this. My PF had everyone stand in their clock spot and supports always bait the first cleave. Meaning supports in, DPS out if the first symbol is red, supports out, DPS in if the first symbol is blue. Then just move depending on the pattern. You can also just have the same roles always start inside and outside and just take the baits as they come, just do whatever your party leader tells you to. It's their PF, their strats. Next is Stock Break, a multi-hit stack AoE. The boss will then cast Blessed Barricade, become untargetable and summon 4 orbs, 1 on each intercardinal. These orbs have to be destroyed before her ether bar fills up completely. 2 of her shades will spawn, 1 east, 1 west. The western shade will tether to a random support, the eastern shade to a random DPS. They will turn to face their tethered player, then lock in and perform spear point push, cleaving the side of them where they are holding their sword, similar to Power Break from normal mode. These shades will respawn 3 more times, targeting a different player each time. During the first 3 shades, there will also be enumeration towers that require 3 players each. They will spawn northeast and southwest during the first set of shades, then southeast and northwest, then northeast and southwest again. Have all supports go west and all DPS east. The person getting tethered will go to their shade and turn them in such a way that the cleave will go out of the arena. The rest of the group takes the tower. Range DPS can help target the orbs on the west side to even out the damage. Afterwards there will be a big raid wide, then the boss will cast Roseblood Bloom, turning the arena into a pizza with 16 tiles, 8 outer and 8 inner. Some of the tiles will be covered in rose vines. Right in the middle under the boss will also be a small AoE that will apply a nasty bleed debuff if you touch it, so be very careful. The boss will then cast Alexandrian Thunder 2, a rotating triple cleave attack that will rotate for 90 degrees in the indicated direction. Whenever Thunder 2 hits a rose vine tile, the entire tile and all tiles connected to it will explode as well. After Thunder 2, the boss will cast Alexandrian Thunder 3, targeting every player with a rose vine spread AoE. Just like Thunder 2, if your rose vine AoE touches a rose vine tile, the entire tile and all rose vine tiles next to it will also explode. It is fine to do this here, just don't stand inside the rose vine tiles so you don't get hit by them as well. To easily solve this, look at the rose vine pattern and spot the outer rose vine tile that has an empty inner tile in front of it. Go there, wait for the Thunder 2 indicator and position yourself behind it based on the rotation. You will then have enough space to dodge the entire attack. The spread is very slow and you can just wing it. If your party wants to use set spread positions though, please do use them. Next is another Thorned Catharsis, then Roseblood, second bloom. Like every other bloom, this will spawn a pattern of Rosevine tiles and the nasty bleed puddle in the middle. I will not mention this puddle every time, it will always be there when the boss casts Roseblood. This time the boss will cast Thunder Slash. This attack has two components, but everything will be indicated before it happens. First will be a cone attack in front of them, together with a Thunder 4, Circle or Donut AoE, same as in normal mode. These Thunder 4 AoEs will also activate all of the Rosevine tiles when they go off. The cone in front will quickly be followed up by a cone behind the boss, then to the front right, then the back left. This fourth cleave to the back left will happen at the same time as the other Thunder 4 Donut or Circle, whichever did not happen before. Then the last two cleaves will be to the boss's back right and front left. As to the Rosevine patterns, there will be two safe tile clusters, one east, one west. One of them will have two safe inner tiles, the other will have two safe outer tiles. If the donut is first, go to the cluster with the two outside safe tiles. If the circle is first, go to the cluster with the two inside safe tiles. This way you will have more space after the first dodge. Wait for the first hit, then step inside or outside depending on what it is. Now you only have to dodge the cone slashes within your two safe tiles. You should easily survive being hit by one of these though, so don't worry too much about it. Next is another Spectre of the Lost, then Roseblood, third bloom. Again with the bleed puddle and a Rosevine pattern. There will always be 4 outer Rosevine tiles, each one tile apart, and 2 inner Rosevine tiles at the corners of either the northern or the southern outer Rosevine tile. The boss will summon a shade that will cast Alexandrian Holy, summoning 4 towers, one on each of the outer Rosevine tiles. The boss itself will cast Emblazon. This will put rose markers on either all DPS or all supports. After a delay, the rose markers will explode, dealing minor damage and a vuln-up, and, most importantly, turn the tile that they are standing on into Rosevine tiles. The towers will then explode and have to be soaked by a player standing anywhere within the Rosevine network connected to the tower. If 2 towers were connected via Rosevines, they will explode for heavy raid-wide damage and wipe the raid. There is only one solution to this. The roses have to be dropped like this, one in between the 2 inner Rosevines, the other 3 on the opposite side, all next to each other. The Rose players will then have to leave the Rosevines or they will die to the tower damage, while the 4 other players stay inside to soak the towers. Have everyone start in their default cardinal like this, then adjust onto the outer Rosevine tile that spawns next to you. We have 1 DPS and 1 support everywhere, so one of each pair will get the rose. That player will move forward onto the inner tile right in front of them. The east and west players will then also have to adjust 1 tile to the north or south, depending on the pattern. Then simply move out of the Rosevines and wait for the towers to resolve. Next is another Thorned Catharsis, then the boss will summon another Shade. The Shade will cast Shock, affecting either 3 DPS or 3 supports with Donut Shocks. Then it will cast Alexandrian Banish 2, which is a simple stack marker AoE on 1 DPS and 1 support, but never on a player with a Donut Shock. In the meantime, the boss will cast Escalons Fall with the 4 symbol flashes, same as before. The donuts will stop pulsing at the same time as the first bait happens, so the people trapped in donuts have to already be in the correct position for the first cleaves. Have the support stack north, the DPS stack south, both at the exact edge of the hitbox. Whichever roll does not get the donuts will have to do the first bait. The donut roll will stay on the hitbox edge in any case, the roll that baits first will adjust. After the stack goes off, the non-donut group can spread out like this and take the first bait. Then the donut group can spread out as well. Then the mechanic resolves the same way as the first time with the same patterns. Next is another stock break, then Roseblood, 4th bloom. There will be 1 of 2 Rosevine patterns, either south open or north open. The boss will cast Emblazon, again affecting either all DPS or all supports with rose markers that will turn the tiles into Rosevines. The other 4 players, as well as these 2 locations opposite the open side, will be targeted with Thunder 3. Any Rosevine network these AoEs hit will explode for deadly damage due to all the vuln-ups. This includes the Rosevines that are being placed by Emblazon at the same time. Again, there is really only one solution. The emblazoned players have to spread into the tiles on the open side, avoiding the network on the other side. The other players will spread on the opposite side, making sure their AoEs do not touch the open side's Rosevine network. Immediately after, the boss will cast Encircling Thorns. Everyone should run to the middle and stack at the edge of the middle puddle on the open side. All supports will become tethered to a DPS each, and these tethers will need to be broken by increasing the distance between you. So starting with minimal distance is important. One random player will also receive a stack marker. Stay stacked in the middle until the stack marker appears, then all supports will run to the wall west, all DPS to the wall east. The stack marker will also activate any rose vines, so stay out of them. And the stack hurts, by the way.
What?
Next is another Thorn Catharsis, then the boss will summon 2 Shades and start another Escalons Fall. The Shades will each perform Power Break, cleaving the east or west half of the arena where they are pointing their swords at during the cast. One Power Break will happen right before the first bait, the other one right after the last. We just did the exact same thing here that we did on the first Escalons Fall in the beginning, just dodging the cleaves before and after. There is enough time. Next is another Stock Break, then Roseblood 5th Bloom. This one is a bullet hell. The northwest and southeast quadrant of the arena will be covered in rose vines. Then the boss will cast Valorous Ascension, summoning 2 sets of chakrams that will each hit one of the safe spots, one after another. Then she will cast Thunder Slash, same as before, randomly creating the Donut and Circle AoE and preparing the 6 slashes. The chakram sets will go off one each with the Donut and Circle AoE. To solve this, go to the non-rose vine quadrant that will be safe from the first chakrams. Position yourself at the edge of the quadrant that is not being hit by either of the first 2 slashes, and stand on the inside or outside depending on the first Thunder 4 AoE. After the first hit, run straight through the rose vines to the other safe quadrant, the outside tile if you started on the inside, or the inside tile if you started on the outside. Everything will be orange and confusing, but this should be safe every time. Next is another Spectre of the Lost, then Roseblood 6th Bloom. This one is similar to the 3rd Bloom. There will be 4 rose vines in 2 possible patterns, the clockwise pattern and the counterclockwise pattern. Each of the rose vines will have a tower spawn, and either all DPS or all supports will get rose markers. Additionally, the boss will cast Holy Hazard for a wide double cleave, just like in normal mode. Have Group 1 go west and Group 2 go east. Each group will have 2 roses, and they will be placed on the next 2 outer tiles, moving away from the tower on the inner tile. So, going either clockwise or counterclockwise. After the roses are placed, everyone will go back to their outer tile pizza slice, which will be safe from the first Holy Hazard cleave. The tank or melee that did not have a rose will then move to the inner tower tile, while the ranged or healer that did not get a rose will move through the safe outer tile, just onto the other group's rose vine network to soak their outer tower. If the vines were not placed properly, you can also just stand in the outer tower tile and eat the Holy Hazard. If you're full HP, it will not kill you. After this, it's repeat mechanics. First will be the first Roseblood Bloom again, then Thorn Catharsis, Spectre of the Lost, 3 times Stock Break, then Enrage. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below or join the Discord server. Good luck in your prog, and I'll see you in the Party Finder.